Well, let your inner queen shine. Filipino beauty queens Pia Wurtzbach, Carla Lizardo, and Bianca Guidotti hope to empower women to find their inner voice and strength through an online community called The Queens. Aside from having a podcast, website, workbooks, and online group sessions, the three of them recently launched a YouTube channel. Now, in part 2 of my interview with the queens, they told me the content that they want to share with their viewers.
For the YouTube channel, we're really starting off with a lot of things about us and us trying new things. We also have some pageant angled vlogs coming up because Miss Universe season is here and Binibining Filipinas is also starting. So we also kind of want to go with what's happening right now. And that's pretty much what we've worked on so far. But in the future, again, it's going to be a conversation starter kind of thing because that's really the vibe that we want with our community, with our content, that we just want to start the conversation. But it's not just about the three of us. Everyone is a part of this. So our content is just there to start the topic, and then everyone can take part in our community, in the comments section, and even in our monthly get-togethers.
How do you interact with them? I mean, in terms of reaching out to your viewers, Bianca, and also possibly dream interviews or dream topics. I mean, where do you see this vlog of yours actually going and branching out to?
We do promise our viewers that we are going to be as honest as we possibly can. We do want to be honest. We want to show them who we are, but that doesn't mean it's unlimited access. So we will still be guarding, certain aspects of our lives that we do want to keep personal. And we do want to tackle topics that are, things that we have to talk about in society, in our community, as Filipinos, as women. In terms of dream guests, we do want to go international eventually. So actually, one of our dream guests was Bretman. Yeah. So Bretman Rocky was he's one of our dream guests. We would love to have him on the Queens. And we even talk about having Emma Watson. Like, that would be a dream for me, having her on there. I would love to have important women like Nanette Medved po. I honestly love her, what she's done with Hope in a Bottle. So we do really want to have, women guests that we can look up to, strong women who are change makers, because we want to inspire our community to be the same, that we all have that ability to be change makers in our own lives, in our own communities. And actually, in terms of dream guests, we actually want to have members of our community on. We want to be able to talk to them, see how their lives are, the lessons that they've learned, because we say this all the time. We really, really believe in the power of sharing stories and learning through experiences.
A lot of our topics come from our community, so we listen to what they're talking about. If we see a few posts asking about a family advice, or usually around the holidays, maraming ganon, mga family advice, kanyan. We listen to that, and then that's our guide onto what our next topic will be. Right now, our current workbook talks about quarter life crisis, and we did a few intimate sessions with our community already. Even during those sessions that we only have less than 50 people on, we don't disconnect. Like, we were there and we do the full hour and a half with them. And it's almost like a therapy session because everybody has a chance to open their mic and just share. And so it's been so fulfilling seeing how these women trust us. I mean, we actually had men also in our previous get together. So it's so nice to see how they open up, how they share, how they trust us, and how they've mentioned that they've been looking for an online community where they could just be themselves. And we're so happy that from a pageant podcast, we became this safe space. And it makes me feel like we're doing our jobs as beauty queens even after the pageant back in 2014.
I mean, exactly. You ladies are continuing to empower a lot of women. We just celebrated Women's Month last March, pero sabi nga nila, dapat every month should be Women's Month. Every day is really all about us, right? So, and we here on New Day, I mean, we've had a lot of guests, and whenever I ask them, I mean, what's your advice? I mean, in terms of how women can be more empowered, it's so interesting. The tips that they've given each time, it's always different. It's never the same, really. As I said, each woman is always so different, and they have different things to bring to the table. So I want to ask the three of you, maybe advice that you can give to women out there on how they can be truly empowered. I'll start with you, Bianca, first.
Sometimes when we think power, we think in terms of being able to control other people or being able to control things around you. But power actually is just the ability to determine your life. It's your ability of self-determination. So keep that in mind. And I think given our experience in having a community full of women who are supporting each other, I think that's one of the first steps, or one of the essential steps that you have to do, is to find your tribe in a way, because it is so much better when you're with other women who are fighting and understanding the same thing that you're going through. And society sometimes it's been successful in pitting us against each other, and I completely understand how that dynamic has become, reality. But we have to fight against that. We have to realize that we are better if we work together.
True. Power in numbers. How about you, Pia?
Oh, it's so hard to go after Marian. She always comes up with these powerful statements. So, but I do agree. I find that we get a lot of confidence when you have a support group, when you know you are backed up by women who will be cheering you on, who will be giving you advice, who will be helping you out when you need it, especially at this day and age. We live in a digital age now, and I'm so glad that we're able to offer this space where you can post a question anonymously and nobody has to know who you are. Just share your thoughts, share an issue that you're going through, and other women or the community will help you out. I'm really happy with what we've built here.
And Carla, lastly, what advice would you give?
I think that it's really to speak up. Do not be afraid, because you should trust yourself and you should be brave enough to share your story. I know it's very difficult. Just to add on to what Mar said, I feel like we've been pitting women against each other for so long that even us women have internalized that. And we kind of feel like we're supposed to be competing with each other. But that's not true at all, because it's only us that understand how difficult it is to be a woman, right? The challenges that we go through collectively. And it's surprising to see that when you actually speak up, then someone else will be brave enough to share their story as well. And then we'll realize that we're not alone.
Finally, ladies, what's next for you? I mean, you seem to be branching off podcasts to a lot of things, and now you're in this vlog.
Well, we can promise our audience that we'll keep the content going for sure. The workbook is something that we do every month.
We do dream of having merch for our community as well. And our biggest dream actually is to have, because right now it's an online safe space, right? But years ahead, we really dream of having a physical center for our community. So hopefully in the future, we will have a women's center. But that is our big dream for the queens.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
a nice wellness center. I can already you have nice food from Pia's Kitchen.
Everything.
Training for pageants on one side, and you have health and wellness and mental, on one side. It's a complete package. You ladies are amazing. Thank you so much. I know you're so busy, but thank you so much for spending time with us here on New Day. Once again, beauty queens Pia Wurtzbach, Carla Lizardo, and Bianca Guidotti Santos. Maraming salamat.
Maraming